This video's veteran tips about Grand Theft Auto Online. Since I've been playing this since day one of its release back on last gen, 360 PS3. I thought I'd share out of all those years of playing this with all the try-hard griefer wannabe losers that are out there and stuff. If you've ever played GTA, what kind of crap you have to deal with every now and then. I thought I'd share some of the tips, tricks, all the stuff that I've figured out in the years and everything like that on how to counter them or prevent them and stuff like that. I'll run down the vehicles, the best vehicles to get by far. The Night Shark is right at the top there. Get yourself a Night Shark. The Oppressor Mark II will run out of rockets before it destroys you. The only way an Oppressor can get you is if you've already destroyed your vehicle to a certain extent, or if there's two Oppressors shooting at you. But a single Oppressor cannot destroy a Night Shark in a single run. It will run out of rockets before it can destroy the Night Shark. In saying that, the Night Shark, if you've got the window plates on, like I currently do, you cannot shoot anything other than the guns that are in the front bumper. If you take the window plates off, you're more likely to get shot with a machine gun or something like that out of the car than if you've got the window plates on. You can still get shot out of it. It's not that hard to shoot someone out of a Night Shark with a machine gun, but the window plates make it harder. So if you're going to go after an Oppressor or a jet or anything like that, if it's going to be flying low, leave the window plates off. But if you're going to be going for people on the ground, put the window plates on. You're less likely to die with the window plates on from machine gun fire, and it doesn't make a big difference when it comes to explosions. If you're not high level, if you can afford it, first vehicle, get yourself a Night Shark. It will be so handy, and it has so many uses that it's not funny. And when it comes to good substitutes for a Night Shark, the Insurgent isn't bad. It takes a little bit less to blow up, so it's a little weaker when it comes to explosions, but not by much. And if you can put the window platings on them, you're pretty safe when it comes to machine gun fire as well. So that's a good substitute. Same with the wrong button. Same with the other similar styled vehicles. Like if you're into Warstock, if they're in Warstock, the Menacer. Where are we? Down. Half track. The two Insurgents. So you got the one with the gun, one without the gun. Those kind of vehicles. There's the standard Insurgent. They're all a good substitute. The Night Shark is just that bit better, but there's nothing wrong with these vehicles. That they do, especially the Insurgents, do take a lot of hits when it comes to explosions. And if you've got the window plates on them, the machine gun fire, it's still not impossible to get shot, but it's a lot harder. The Kuruma, it only takes one shot for the Kuruma with an explosion. So the Kuruma, the armored Kuruma, isn't rocket proof. So don't go thinking, oh yeah, the Kuruma is bulletproof, so it's rocket proof. No. Most people would have already realised that, but if you're only new to the game, you just got to take that into account. The RC tank is a really good buy. Maybe not at full price. Wait till it goes on sale. As while you're in the RC tank, you're off the radar. So if you've got a person who's a KD whore, which is a very common issue in Grand Theft Auto, pull out your RC tank, sneak up to them, gun them down. It's also a good way to check if someone's in God mode, because they won't see you coming. You can lay 2 or 3 shots into them, If their health bar does not move, they're obviously in God mode. When it comes to the RC tank, don't put the grenade launcher attachment onto it. Put the laser gun attachment onto it. Yeah, the grenade launcher one is good for cars and stuff like that, but the chance of using the RC tank against a vehicle to blow the vehicle up is low. It's use the laser gun attachment so you can shoot the driver out of the vehicle. You're not paying for the car when you destroy it, but you still get the kill. And it's the same with if you've got a person on an oppressor or something like that. Don't blow them up. If someone's come at you in an oppressor, unless you're in like a night shock or something like that and no window plates, you can literally throw a sticky bomb outside the car if he's flying low enough and blow him up with the sticky bombs. But if they're coming at you, pull out yourself. I use this gun because tip, no reloads. It's an unlimited magazine, so it's just rapid fire until you run out of ammo. And if you've got it stocked up, it's 9,000 rounds. So the chance of me having to, you pop a couple of shots and then you got to reload, it's like, no. It's never going to happen. You pop off as many shots as you like and it keeps going. So if you can get yourself the laser guns, there's no magazine. So it's no reloads, which is very helpful in a gunfight. The reason I'm here at my car workshop here, is I was going to show you why I bought this one. It is the cheapest, but that's not the sole reason I bought it. Location is the other reason. A lot of people will say the one across the road is a better location because it's on the same side as the car meet, but that's not the case. It's in a straight line maybe, but can call Lester because this is annoying. Oh, that's right, it's gone anyway. Yeah. So if you buy the garage I bought, and you need to get to the car meet, there's a shortcut you can take. Just when I say shortcut, you know, like a quick way to go there. Okay, you come out your garage door, shoot across here, down here. Get the drainage dish, and the reason this is a good one is because it's got cover from aircraft that are trying to blow you up. And then you can just go up. There's a ramp just up here. Find it out, this ramp right here. And it takes you up pretty much right at the back of the car meet. So if you need to get to the car meet from the workshop, that workshop's the best one. The other one is on the other side of the... I'll bring up the map so you can see. The other one's just up here. I think it's about there somewhere, I think. But we're going, oh, but that one's closer. Well, not really. For the little bit extra money, not worth it. Vehicle warehouse. Probably the arcade is the best value for money when it comes to businesses. Buy yourself the arcade. Put some machines into it, it will, in the background, earn you money. You don't have to do any work for it. So there's no go and steal this, go and do that. Like the car one, you've got to go steal the cars, bring them back, pay for any damage, store them, and then sell them and hope that no one blows them up. The arcade will earn you money without doing any of that sort of stuff. Every couple of days, or depending every couple of hours, gameplay, you'll get a message, a certain amount of money's in the safe, you go up there, take the money out of the safe. That's all you've got to do. If you've got enough arcade machines in the arcade, you'll earn money. However, if you want to do work, the facility, the MC, CEO and all sorts of stuff, they're all good for earning money. When it comes for doing work. When it comes to CEO, the first building you should buy is obviously the CEO office. If you don't have an office, you have to have $50,000 in your bank account to earn money. So buying yourself a CEO office You don't need that 50. You can have $0 in the bank and you can still earn money. And when I say earn money, I mean things like, go into here, I can't remember where they changed it, so you can't do this in private sessions or not. There was talk about them making it so you couldn't do CEO work in private sessions. So when you're as a CEO, the best way to earn money is to do work with the vehicle warehouse. Jobs, when we call it. But excluding that, if you've only got the CEO office, you've got Headhunter and Executive Search. You need another person in the session, so don't even think about doing those ones. But Sightseer, Headhunter are really good for starters. Sightseer, you don't need a weaponized vehicle. No one comes, if you're in your own session, no one comes after you. And you'll earn anywhere between about $23,000 to $25,000. Depending on what version you're playing, how much Rockstar have nuded it and stuff like that. I believe it's $22,500 is a standard run of Sightseer. If you take a little longer, you can earn a little bit extra money. I don't bother, I just pull it out, do it as quick as I can. Headhunter, you earn around about the $21,000. That one, you need a weaponized vehicle, and your best bet for that, if you don't own one, is either the hospital, which I will drive to now, or the airport. You want to get yourself a attack buzzard, and you got to remember it's an attack buzzard, not a standard buzzard, because there is a standard buzzard. It's really, really rare, but there is a standard buzzard. It's the buzzard without any rockets on it. Okay. That blue dot to my left, is it a vehicle or is it a drug? Okay, it's a vehicle. That's a thing to do with the car thing I'll explain in a minute, but that hospital just over here, that's just on the other side of this skyscraper, I suppose you can call it. High rise. That double building over there, there's a helipad. You can get buzzards that spawn there. Or you can go down to the helipads or the airport. Get yourself a buzzard, do some headhunters, get yourself, it's got cooldown periods, but you do one, 21,000, 22,000, whatever you get for it. Depending on how long you take and all that sort of stuff. Let your cooldown period happen, then you can do it again. If you're doing it in your own session, no one's going to screw you over. This is the vehicle car board in the vehicle warehouse. Not vehicle warehouse, the auto shop, the new ones. You get $20,000 for every vehicle you grab, and you take it down to Simeon's dock down in the, I think they call it the exchange or something. So when it comes to properties for earning money, by far the best one to buy is Arcade. That will earn you the most money for the least amount of work. Then you got the vehicle warehouse is the next best, and not so much for the collecting of the vehicles, because the sourcing a vehicle and then selling the vehicle, yeah, it can be profitable, especially if you get like a whole set, like someone who wants to set 3 vehicles, 4 vehicles. That can earn you a fair bit of money, but it's work. You got to actually use effort and skills to collect the vehicles and not have them damaged, and deliver them without a random person blowing you up or whatever. Whereas the basement, where you put your special vehicles, that's where the money can be made. So I got 20 grand for that. And if I bring up a secure serve and go to work, things like amphibious assault, velocity, ramped up, where are we? This headhunter, oh, there it is, fortified. Those ones there, transport and fortified, that's how you can make your money. If you're in a session by yourself, like right now, you're gonna go, idiot? No, you're not. Fortified, in my opinion, if you're solo, is the best way to make money. You'll get 35, if you do it just right, $35,000 for 10 minutes of no work. If you do it just right. If you're doing it with a friend, ramped up. Where are we? Ramped up is the best. The catch with these are you need the money to purchase the vehicles to be able to do them. So ramped up, you need the ramp buggy. Velocity, you need the rocket Voltic. Fortified, you need the armored box fill. Amphibious assault, I believe, is the Rebel, the Ute with the turret on the back, the barrels on the side, the one that goes in the water. What is it? Fully loaded. Haulage and that, the riot cars, these cops. These cops aren't going to leave me alone. Oops. Just get rid of them. What's that for? Yeah, so I can show you how to do a fortified and the best location to set it up. But anywhere's fine. If you're doing it by yourself in a private session or you know, with no randoms, then anywhere's fine. Oh god. Cops in this game are annoying. That's Lamar, come on. Back out. I swear since they've started adding more updates, the laggy issues are... Lester. What's your phone, Lester?
I'm guessing you don't want a back rub. How can I help? No problem. I'll get him off your back.
I'll pull over. I'm going to call out my helicopter. It'll be quicker to get to the location. Yeah, the fortified's $35,000. But there's 2 steps you got to do. Thanks for parking on top of my truck. My favourite spot to start it is up here near the lake, where you meet Lester to get the casino missions. But you can do it anywhere. So long as you're close to where you want the vehicle to spawn, if you know all the spawn locations, just get yourself close to that. Go into interaction, CEO, work, and fortified. This one here earns you the best money. It will be at the lake to my right. There it is there. If I just now fly away, I'll only earn $30,000. But if I come over to the van and trigger the mission to start before that 2 minutes runs out, I'll get an extra $5,000. So I always come and try and do this. I'll run over here. Put that away. Jump into the van. Don't even move it. Just jump into the van. And it starts up. Hop back out. Come back over to my helicopter. And then fly away. There is a bug. Whereas sometimes you'll fly away and then the van will just blow up. Like no one will take it and then the van will just blow up. And it will fail you the mission. So I've got a tendency to hang around the area to a certain extent. So this roof over here, just say, and I'll land on this roof over here. And because I'm far enough away, I'm still a little bit too close. But if you get far enough away, the cars, those guys, they won't, their programming is, the mission is to destroy the van. So they know they've got to destroy the van. But I don't know whether it's a mistake on Rockstar's side, but they've made the AI target you. So if you're not at the van, like as you can see, the van is It's just there somewhere, but you can't see it. Oh, yeah, no, there is the other thing, you can just make it out. But because the AI are that stupid, they come after me, but I'm not at the van. So the van will cop no damage. And if I'm on a roof, like for example, this one here is pretty good, especially if they cannot get up to the roof. They will stand like, as you can see them there. They'll run around in little circles, swearing at you, trying to shoot you through the building. I can now just sit here for the 8 minutes that I've got left on the mission, and I will get paid $35,000 for this mission. And I've fired no shots, so I'm not paying for ammo. I've not destroyed anything, so I'm not paying for insurance. And I can literally, if I wanted to, put something on my stick, rubber band my stick, on my controller, and have the camera do this. The game thinks I'm now looking around, so it does not kick me for idle. And I can literally stand up here, go and have a toilet break and something to eat, and I will get paid $35,000 for it. A lot of people are going to go, oh, but if you do the Bogdan, or if you do the island, you'll get $1 million, $1.5 million. Well, those you've got to set up, and then you've got to actually go onto the island and, you know, use skills, you know, like aim your gun, hit the target, not get spotted, hack the terminals, that sort of stuff. This here, I'm literally sitting here, having my camera rotate, and going to have a leak. And I'm going to earn 35 grand for it. So that's why I say this is the best way to earn money, especially if you're low level or you're only just starting out or you just need a little bit of extra cash. Obviously, if you want to do missions, socialise, be with your mates and actually do stuff, then yeah, do the island heist, do the facility heist and stuff like that. But when it comes to least amount of work and getting paid for it, these missions are the best. Fortified, ramped up, and stuff like that. The fortified, you need that armoured box fill. So if I bring up the phone, and I'll point out the vehicles you need. So for, pretty sure they're in here. Okay. While I'm in here, do not buy that car. Unless you're buying it to be Batman. A lot of people buy that thinking, oh yeah, it's an awesome car and all that, it's got rockets and all that. It's not worth what you might as well buy yourself the Rocket Voltic and equip yourself with sticky bombs. You are less likely to die in that than you are in this Vigilante. Yeah, because the windows are not bulletproof and it only takes one explosion to blow it up. So there's the Night Shark. So that's 1.2. So if you skint on money, not the turret one because that's a 1.3, it's a little bit dearer, but the other one down here is only 675 grand. So by all means buy yourself that. But as we're going down, here we go. Straight past them. There's the van you need. So to do fortified, you need yourself the vehicle warehouse, which costs you around about, we'll round down $1 million, a little over $1 million. Then you need the van, and the van there, as you can see, 2.9 or 2.2, depending on whether you do the mission or not. The Wastelander is probably the cheapest one, but the mission that you do with it is probably the hardest out of the missions. That, when I say hardest, I mean it requires the most amount of effort to complete. From the easy ones, that is. And the pay isn't that good. I think, if I remember correctly, it was like 17,000 or something like that. But all you have to do is you pick up this truck, it's got a vehicle on the back, you got to drive it to a destination. But between the pickup and the drop-off, NPCs will shoot at you. This one, which is what we're doing now, is literally spawn the vehicle, which is over there. Oh, you can see it in the daylight now. You just see the caging on the top. It is defend the van. That is the sole purpose of the mission. We've got to make sure that van does not get destroyed. If you're in a lobby with more than a certain number of people, I believe at this current state somewhere between 4 and 6 people. If there's less than that, you'll get these absolute morons down there come after you. If you've got more, you shouldn't get them pop up, because the game goes, well, there's actual other players, so NPCs aren't needed. The other ones are also a little bit more expensive to get when it comes to the vehicles, but the amount of money you earn can be good depending on the vehicle. So if we come down, okay, where are we? Okay, you need the ramp buggy for ramped up, but if you got another, this one here, you need 2 people. So you can't do ramped up solo, you need a second person. But you can earn over $35,000. And that one there is required for the other one I was talking about. And there's, this one here also does a mission. This one and this one here, they pay out relatively well. However, especially the motorbike one, this one here, you've pretty much got to drive the bike all over the map to collect checkpoints. Kind of like ramped up, but you have to use these vehicles to do it. With ramped up, there is a trick. Just like with the armored Boxville, if you do it just right, it's super easy and can earn you money, and you don't have to waste any ammo or use any major skills. Obviously the Fortify, which I'm doing now, and as you see, I'm checking the internet and everything without actually defending it, because I know it's perfectly safe. With the ramped up, if you've got a friend and you've got a Mark II oppressor, do ramped up. It's a checkpoint collection or a pickups, and one person has to be sitting in the ramp buggy, and the other person has to collect it with a motorbike, in quotes. So the Oppressor Mark II is classified as a motorbike. Again, I don't know whether it's an oversight on Rockstar's side or whether they just don't care. But if one person sits in the ramp buggy and the person collecting jumps on an Oppressor Mark II, it's a flying motorbike. So you can literally just fly to every checkpoint, just fly through them. And you can do it super quick. And it can pay like in the $30,000 mark. So $30,000 for flying an Oppressor through, I think it's 15 pickups. That's not a bad effort. The biggest waste of money in this store is this, the ballistic equipment. Face shots are almost one-hit kills. The Vigilante is another big waste of money. The Chonenberg, unless you're using it for a specific thing, it's pointless, because technically you need 2 people to operate it properly, and you cannot shoot while moving. It's you park, shoot. And this thing, the RCV, it's a fire truck. So don't waste your money on those. The jetpack is one of those ones, if you like it, buy it, but don't go into battle thinking the jetpack's an awesome thing, because all it takes is one sniper shot. Someone snipes you out of the jetpack, you fall out, the jetpack crashes, it blows up, you get charged for it because you were driving it and it was classified as you crashed it. So that's what that is, a big issue. When it comes to griefers, there's a handful of ways you can fix griefers. Depending on what kind of griefer they are, you can categorize them as 3 kinds of griefers. Generally. There's the KD whore. There's the one that most people refer to as like a tryhard. They're just a general griefer. The KD whore cares about their kill, the kill death ratios. Yeah, in a car stealing game makes no sense, but whatever. And then you got the cheaters. Um, the cheaters, if you've got enough people in the session with you that you know, just report them. That is the best way to deal with them. Report them, and if they are obviously like god moding or orbital spamming, switch to passive and give them nothing to kill. They will get bored and they will leave. The KD whores, they won't necessarily leave because they can't kill you. They'll try and figure out a way they can kill you. Like they'll pull out, for example, the arena cars. Some of the arena cars' abilities can still hurt you while you're in passive. Same with the ghost riding, as it's called, where you grab a car. If I grab the one over here, if he doesn't drive off, I'll just quickly show you what a ghost ride is, just in case people don't know. So just say there's a target down the road, and I want to hit that target, like one of those orange trailers. I can drive at them, jump out, the car will coast towards the target, and it will hit the target. You can still kill them doing that if they're in passive. And that's what a lot of these KD whores will do. They'll do that sort of stuff just to get you while you're in passive. The best way to deal with them is get yourself a vehicle that goes off the radar or takes more effort than what one kill is worth. So that's where the Night Shark, the Insurgents and stuff like that come in handy. And same with the RC tank, the Banditos, the little RC cars. They're also not bad, but the catch with them is once you blow the RC up, you get kicked out. With the RC tank, you can fire repeatedly and it doesn't run out of ammo, and you're both those you're off the radar. The other ones that you could other ones you can call out if you go to, obviously if you've got the money, the Akula, it has the off the radar system. If you go to stealth mode, you're off the radar. That is really handy for dealing with those KD whores. And the, is it in here? I think it is. The other one is if you buy, wait, is it in here? Oh yeah, there is that. If you buy yourself the glider and put the stealth blade on it, so long as you're not accelerating, if you're just gliding, you're off the radar. You can also put the turret on the front of it and be off the radar and shoot the turret. So you could hover above someone, or you don't hover, but you know, glide above someone, aim, the aiming is really, really good angles. So you can get a good little, like, almost vertical and almost perfectly horizontal angle. I want to say a 180 degree turn. It's almost. So you could glide above someone, aim down at them and shoot. It's hard to hit people because the controls by flying the glider and aiming, it's like super jank, but it's doable. Especially if they're the KD whore type and you're doing that and taking shots, they'll be killing themselves because they won't know where you are or where you're shooting from. And it'll confuse the living. You'll see them. They'll try and take cover somewhere and they'll bring up the map. So their icon will change to the little flag, and they'll be trying to find where the shots are coming from. And here you are flying around in stealth mode in your little glider. Actually, I could go down there and show you. The other cool little trick to do is buy yourself a vehicle that is commonly found on the street, but can cost a fair bit to replace. So for example, don't buy the new ones because the new ones obviously you can't find them on the street. Find yourself something that you can find on the street. Things like, let's see if I can find one that's, it's not a good example because of the pricing, but like the Fudo, the standard Fudo, or something like that. Even with the high-end ones like this, if you go into the Legendary and choose, let's see, obviously this costs you a fair bit to set up. Once it's set up, you can use it against the Griefer, and it's a good in your face thing. I know the Entity, the original Entity, used to be a good one, but you don't normally find them in free roam. So you want to find yourself a vehicle that either looks like or is one of the ones you can find in free roam. So like these cars here, you can find them in free roam. And if you get one of those and do it up in a way so it looks like a stock standard car, when the griefer tries to come for you, call that vehicle out and drive around in that. When they blow you up in their Oppressor Mark II or the Jet, because that's more than likely what they will be in, it'll be the Laser Jet or the Oppressor Mark II, they'll fly along and say, oh, that looks like a standard car, I can blow that up, it won't cost me. They'll blow it up, it'll cost them, and they'll be bad sport warned. Because it's a personal vehicle, but it doesn't stand out as a personal vehicle, because it's one you can see on the streets all the time. That I have gotten a few people a few times with, because the bad sports system works in a way where if they blow up your personal vehicle and then they go and kill 10 other people and blow their personal vehicles up, so that's 10 personal vehicles, that counts as 10 randoms. Whereas if they blow your personal vehicle up 10 times in a row, that is 10 of the same, which counts towards more bad sport points than 10 randoms. So ideally, if you want to get them bad sported, you want them to blow up the same vehicle owned by the same person multiple times. So calling out that kind of vehicle, and if you want to go the extra hog, you could literally change its colour every time you call it out. So you could call it out, have it in a white, they'll blow it up, oh that was a personal vehicle. The next time you call it out, get the paint spray and change the colour. They'll come after you again. Oh, is that his personal? No, no, it's a yellow one this time, it was white before. And then they'll blow it up again. Oh crap. And that's a 2 in a row. Which is worse than getting 2 different people's personal vehicles. So that's a good way to get the KD horse on the slide cheat way. What was there? Nothing, I don't think. Do I have my glider? No, I have to call my glider out because it's stored. Okay, so if I... Okay, I gotta try and remember which one it was now. I hope it was that one. I have a feeling it wasn't. I have 2 gliders. One is got the speed boost on it, and the other one has the stealth on it. I can tell them apart by their colour, and that is the fast one. God damn it. Okay. So I return it. Well, I'm not going to stay on to show you, but with the glider, when you pull the right trigger, you accelerate. If you release the right trigger, it's in glide mode. While you're in glide mode with the stealth blade on, it's off the radar. But when you accelerate by pulling the right trigger, it spins faster and puts you onto the radar. So you got to be cautious of that. It's going to give me a cooldown, isn't it? Yeah, 4 minutes. It's annoying. Okay, and if I go and do it there. And for the record too, if anyone was curious, this wasteland, or wastelander, it's going to spawn next to me, is it? Oh, it did. Good. This vehicle is probably one of the best when it comes to water runs. The water can get up to pretty much that roof before it sinks. You can drive it that deep in water. There is a couple of vehicles that are really good at it. The Rat Loader, I believe it's called, not the Rat Truck. Or is it the Rat Truck? The bigger out of the 2. I keep getting rat loader and rat truck mixed, so... there's the rat rod. I see, there's the rat trucks, that's the rat loader. The rat truck will sink. It's like, you don't want that one, you want the rat. See, there's the rat loader, so it's not rat loader. I'm pretty sure you can buy it. Wait, you can't buy it? I could have sworn you could buy it. Okay, I could have sworn you could buy it. If I go to my mechanic... That's Merryweather.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around.
I believe I had it in my facility. Oh, yes,
Alright, I'll get back to work.
Okay. Return.
I'm on the clock. What you want? Some wheels? It's on the way.
Okay, so that's definitely the rat loader, okay. Seconds for that.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
I'm gonna try and remember where I had it. Okay, that's not there. I must have got rid of it.
I'll get back to it then.
This truck anyway, you can it naturally spawns up near Palito Bay in that area, but I could have sworn you could buy it. I could have sworn you could buy it. But it has a snorkel on it and it goes really deep. Okay, that's annoying. Yeah, it's not on the list. But I could have sworn you could buy it. Yeah, anyway, it's a very large ute, or as Americans would call a truck. Can I call this vehicle? Where's that one? I rearranged my aircraft hangar to put the Titan into the main part, and the two gliders got moved and they're put right next to each other. It's annoying. Okay, where'd you spawn? Right there. See, this one's black. So when I hop in, I'll show you how this stealth works, and then I might call it. Okay, so while I'm not accelerating, it's off the radar. So if I take off, right. Now if you look at my dot, my marker, it's a solid triangle or an arrow. If I back off, it should start to flash. There it goes. That means I'm off the radar. While it's flashing, I'm off the radar. It means no one can see me on the radar unless they're in my CEO or MC. And if I then switch to the gun, I am still flashing, so I'm still off the radar. But I can literally, I accelerated, sorry. But I can literally look to wherever I want to look. I'm off the radar. And I can shoot while off the radar. So if you're against a griefer that's a KD haul, this one can make them panic. If you're up high enough, they won't necessarily hear you coming if they're dense. If they're that focused in on the gunfight or whatever, and then you come up on them and start, you don't even have to hit them, you just start just shooting. They will go, where am I getting shot from, where am I getting shot from? They can't see anyone on the map. They will start blowing themselves up, try to get to cover, and then all of a sudden you'll see the little icon switch to the little flag, and they're trying to find who's shooting at them. And it's funny, it's hilarious. What I might do is also a quick rundown on two methods that we've used against griefers before. If they're wall breaches, thermaling them or thermal glitching them is the best way to deal with them. If they're god motors, the orbital cannon is the best way to deal with them. So I'm going to quickly run through the best methods for dealing with those two. I can't show you the orbital one because it's just me, so I can't do the thing, and I don't own the orbital cannon. But if I just jump out, land on this roof here, so I reckon this one would be a good spot to show you from. Okay, now don't take these measures as exact, because each person's system will do it slightly different, and lag pays into it and all that. But range-wise, that skyscraper there is too close. That one there is too close. That one there, on the other hand, it's visibly there, but physically it's not necessarily there. I believe it's actually just past that skyscraper. That skyscraper is probably still physically there. And if you pull down your... Is it going to let me? Yep. So for example, as you can see all the little thermal dots of the people, I can't hit the driver because it's the roof of the car is there, and because he's closer than that skyscraper, I cannot shoot through it because it's still got its hitbox. But that car there that's driving that you can't see the thermal, that's out of the render. So it's rendering it visibly, but it's not rendering the hitbox. So if you can snipe someone at that range, you will kill them through the object that they're standing next to. So for example, if I take my thermals off, let's pick a good example. There you go. The shelter there. If someone shoots from there and then runs under that shelter, and they're taking cover under that shelter, so thinking that you can't get them, actually that's probably pretty close to thermal working too. And then you bring up your thermal and find that exact shelter and then shoot. That one actually hit the shelter, I saw the spark. But, so yes, that's not quite. Yes, that's not quite. You could actually shoot them through the roof. Another good trick with the thermal too is if you're not scoped in like this, you can see the dot off to the right. But if I aim at him, as they get in close, it fades away. So if you're trying to quickly find someone, don't necessarily go straight to your scope. Stand there and look around and see a dot that's moving differently. Because normally NPC will do what it's programmed to do. Either drive the car, run for cover, or just casually walk down the street. But if you see my thermal signature, you can see it's a female character. If I'm doing that, and then all of a sudden I do that, that is a player. So you know, okay, shoot at that target. You don't always see their name tags pop up, because of render distance. So I have accidentally killed randoms by doing this, but okay, that skyscraper, just that building just there, I can almost guarantee you can look at it, and the windows look slightly lower resolution, so it's more than likely out of the render distance. So the thermal of that building it's passable. You could probably pass through that. So like all those cars up in the distance there, they're visible, but they're not hittable. You could probably shoot right through them and get people, and that's how the thermal glitch works. Again, I do not recommend using it against every normal everyday fighting because it's dirty. But for example, if someone goes into a war breach, there is one, you can't see it from here, just below me. Then by all means, thermal them out. I've done it multiple times. People will breach in and start shooting people. I'll get my distance far enough away, and I'll shoot them out of the thermal glitch, out of the wall breach. The other one is the orbital. This one I can't show you, but I can explain to you how it works. With the orbital cannon, if you orbital someone and it kills that person, you pay the money. If you destroy their personal vehicle, you pay for their personal vehicle. However, if the person is in God mode, when you orbital them and you hit no other players, just that one person, it doesn't give you a kill feed because you can't kill them because they're in God mode. And therefore you do not pay for the orbital cannon, but if they're in a personal vehicle, you still pay for their personal vehicle. But because you then, in brackets, miss the target, and the game goes, well, you missed, they didn't die, because they're in God mode, it doesn't know they're in God mode. Or it probably does, somewhere along in the coding, but it doesn't recognise it as a, in brackets, cheat, because, you know, Rockstar and don't care, because it's nothing to do with money. You then don't have to pay for it, and the cooldown period of, I believe it's around about the 40 something minutes. It's an in-game day. You don't have that cooldown period. You don't have to wait that long. And so therefore, if you've got a person who's in God mode in the game, and you've got two friends, or you and one friend, that both have orbital cannons, anytime that God mode player tries to do anything, just orbital them. Try and get into a random car. Orbital them. You won't pay for it because they cannot die. All the vehicles in their area will get blown up. Just be careful of personal vehicles. And be wary of other players. Because if a random person comes in and they're not in God mode and you kill them, you then have to pay. And then you have the cooldown period. So if you watch a stream I done earlier where I was talking to a guy and saying it's not a glitch, because he was accusing us of cheating using the orbital cannon repeatedly, but we weren't. We just had two people on the orbital cannons, and they were shooting him when there was no randoms or other players near him, and no personal, or they did blow a couple of personal vehicles up, but they would shoot him, it wouldn't kill him, so they would get, it charges you but gives you your money back.